Good morning, Rose Red Homestead, and today we are going to be doing something new and exciting. We're going to be cooking some chicken using the sous vide method. Now we'll get to that in just a minute. This is not an official weigh-in, but I am going to report. This is now week 11, and as you can see, I am not doing very well. So I've plateaued, and then this week I'm up a pound. Now there's good reason for that, and I don't want it to sound like an excuse, but you know what, life happens, and we have been extraordinarily stressed. We have a big project going in the background that has a time line to it, and we're under the gun to get that done in time. We'll be sharing that with you in just a few weeks. And then on top of that, my brand new refrigerator is completely dead, totally dead. It has, the compressor went out on it. They sent a technician up, and it's under warranty. We got it 7 months ago, 8 months ago, and it is still completely under warranty. And so they were going to replace the compressor. They sent a technician up from Las Vegas, which is a 3.5-hour drive for him to diagnose it. So then he went back, and about 10 days passed. They ordered the new compressor. He came up to install the new compressor and damaged one of the other parts. So he went back, and they were going to order that part. Meanwhile, it has been 5 weeks. And when they called us to say that he was scheduled for a particular day, and oh, that wasn't going to happen, they put it off for several more days. Jim just had it. And he said, "We want a new refrigerator." And they said, "We will not give you a new refrigerator because this one is an older model." Well, I can go on Home Depot where we bought this one, and it looks to me like there is the very same model. Each time he talked to a new person, he had to upload the same documents over and over and over again. And so now we're waiting for the final word. We've asked for our money back. Meanwhile, we are forbidden by the company, under penalty of clawing back whatever benefit we might get, to not do anything to this refrigerator. We can't move it, we can't sell it, we can't pull it out from the wall. We have to leave it exactly like this until they have paid us what we paid for it. And when that happens, then we can get a new refrigerator and have this one hauled to wherever they haul dead refrigerators. But it has severely impacted my food plan, not having the availability of fresh food right here. We do have a small refrigerator out in the Kelvin lab, but it is extraordinarily inefficient to have to run out into the lab every single time we need to get. Do you know how many times a day I use that refrigerator? Anyway, I remain undaunted. I'm just trying not to let it go up anymore, my weight. And so the solution for me, I decided about a week ago that I am going to write a new book. And the new book is going to be on nutrient-dense foods, which are the type of foods that I and many of the rest of you eat when we are working our food plan and watching our weight. And because I test every single recipe, sometimes a number of times to get it just exactly right, that means that's going to force me to do whatever I need to do to walk out to the other refrigerator as we are, and I've already started testing recipes. In fact, today I'm going to give you one of the recipes from the book. So we're going to sous vide chicken. Well, what in the heck is sous vide? Sous means under, vide means vacuum. So we're going to be cooking it under vacuum, sort of. Now, as with any type of process, there are many ways that you can do it. And I do it the most efficacious way for us. You can buy fancy containers, you can buy sous vide bags, you can do this, that, or the other. I always try to use what is in my kitchen, but one thing you will need is a sous vide cooker, and that's what this is. This is an Anova, and I've put it in our Amazon store so you can take a look at it. And it is submerged in the water. It has this little, sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. It has this little holder. I think this will work because this has to sit on the bottom. So let's see if it reaches the bottom. No, A lot of times I don't use it for obvious reasons. I'm just gonna do it right like that. It's flat on the bottom. And then what I usually do is just take one of my little clothespins and fasten the cord right. Okay, I got it. And I still have some fill room after I get the chicken in. We'll see if I need to put any more. Now what this sous vide cooker does is it circulates the water and it heats the water up to a given temperature. This is chicken, I'm gonna go for 165. Now in order to, and sometimes I can use this size and it works just great. And these are my bread mixing Cambro containers. This one is 6 quart, this one is 12 quart. Because of the volume of chicken I'm doing, I'm using the larger one. And so this is the 12 quart and I'm going to be using it. And so we'll turn this on and get the water up to temperature. Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare the chicken. The fantastic thing about sous vide cooking is that the water never touches the meat, so you don't have that boiled chicken taste, and it can cook for 5 days. It can cook for an hour and be done. Or if you're gone to the grocery store and you get delayed and you're gone for 2 more hours, this holds it at 165 for as long as the water is still in the pot and recirculating. And then for what we're going to do, I'm going to salt, and this is sea salt. And you can add butter, which I'm not going to do. I'm not going to add any other fat. And pepper. And then just for the fun of it, I thought I would sprinkle some Montreal steak seasoning on it because it's just so good. So I'm going to do that to get a little bit more flavor into this chicken. And then I'm going to put, I think I have 12 chicken tenders right here. And these just came out of our freezer. We're trying to use the food in our freezer because some of it is getting quite old. So I'm just going to put 4 down here. No, I'm going to put 6. And then I have a sprig of rosemary I'm going to add in here. And here's some chives. I'm going to stick one of these in. And then here are some lemon balm leaves for a little lemony taste. I'm going to throw these in. And you can use fresh herbs or spices or whatever you want. I just want to get some good flavor into this chicken because when it is done, we are going to make a recipe, a salad recipe that is phenomenal because one serving has 30 grams in it. Yay, that's my goal. And then we're supposed to cook this under vacuum, but I'm going to show you a little trick. And so I'm going to just put this in the water, and the water, as it sinks down, is going to push the edges of the bag together as I submerge it. And then when it got to the top, I'm going to Ziploc it, bring it back up to the top, and snap it in place. Now, actually, I'm not going to put it in until the water is up to temperature. But that's how I'm going to fix the chicken. So here is the bag of chicken with the air out of it. Almost all the air is out, and it's vacuum enough. So I'm now going to turn this on. I'm setting the temperature 165. And I'm going to turn it on. So on this screen right here, maybe Jim can give a close-up of it. It is set for 165, which is what the done temperature is for poultry. And right now, 98.6 is what it is. So once it gets up to temperature, then I'm just going to submerge these packets of chicken right down in that water and clip them in place. and we're going to let them cook for an hour. So we will bring you back when the water's up to temperature, and I'll prepare this other bag and we'll be ready to put the bags in. So see you shortly. The water continues to circulate. It is just up to temperature, and so we're ready to go. So I'm going to now submerge these. The reason we need the air out is so that they're not buoyant. We want them completely submerged in the water. Those will be done, I'm guessing, in between a half an hour and 45 minutes. And the beauty of this is chicken that is cooked this way is out of this world. It is succulent, it is tender. It's one of the best ways to cook steaks that Jim and I have ever tried. And so there's lots of versatility in using the sous vide method for cooking. And it's very safe, it's not going to catch anything on fire, and you can't burn anything. The chicken will not get over 165 degrees no matter how long we leave it in there. We'll come back when it's done and take them out and chill them quickly. And meanwhile, I'm going to be getting all of the rest of the ingredients ready for the wonderful, very healthy salad that we are going to make using this sous vide cooked chicken. Well, I'm all set here to make this wonderful salad. The chicken, I opened one of the bags and checked the temperature. It is up to temperature. It's been there for about 5 minutes while we were doing other things getting ready. So now we can just take these out, and you can see that some juices have formed in the bag and they are cooked. Now at this point in time, if you wish, you could remove the meat, like any of the meats that we will be doing sous vide going forward, and you can place them in a frying pan with a little bit of oil and brown them so that they look like they've been cooked a different way besides being all this white. But since we are going to just be cubing this and using it in a salad, I'm not going to do that this time. But what does need to happen is that we need to cool these. And we're going to do it kind of fast. So we're done over here. I'm going to run these under cold water for just a moment, and then I'm going to put them down in our ice chest, which has icy water in it, and it will cool them very fast there. All right, I'm going to mix up the dressing, and I'm just going to speak the ingredients and their amounts. So if you want this recipe, the only way for you to get it is to write it down, and you can pause the video while you write to get it. And this is the first iteration of this recipe. It may be adjusted before it goes into the book. This is the first time I'm making it, so I generally always will make some adjustments. What I have in this bowl already is 1 clove garlic minced, zest of 1 lemon. I'm adding to that a half a cup of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika, and I'm going to get the tips cut off this lemon and then cut the lemon in half. And we will juice the lemon right into this bowl. So it is the fresh lemon juice from 1 lemon. The great thing about this little juicer is that the seeds stay up in the juicer and don't get down in the recipe, whatever it might be. And then we're just going to mix this together. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. So I'm just going to take a taste. Oh, I can taste the lemon. It's tangy, and the smoked paprika gives it such a nice, robust flavor. It is wonderful. Now, if we were going to serve the salad today, the whole recipe, this is enough, it has 6 servings in it, then I would dump all of this dressing right over the salad when we get it finished. But I'm not. I'm going to store it in the refrigerator and we're going to use it. That's going to be 3 servings each for Jim and me over the next few days. So here is the salad. I have a cup of chopped celery. I have a half a cup, it's probably more like 3/4 of a cup of chopped carrots. I have a half a cup of sliced cherry tomatoes. Now these are a little bit bigger than cherry tomatoes. They were out on our vine, so they were about this long and about this big around, and I just thinly sliced them. This is 1 cup of flat leaf parsley, chopped. And this is 1 15-ounce can artichoke hearts that I have drained and chopped. And then this is 1/4 of a cup of thinly sliced shallots. Now, I measured the 1/4 of a cup as the slices, and then I took the slices and fluffed them up. And so it now looks like more than 1/4 of a cup, but it was 1/4 of a cup of the slices. Let's retrieve our chicken and see if it's cool enough to add to the salad. I think it is cool enough. So I'm just going to lay the first batch out here. Remove the herbs. Oh, it really smells great. This end is really cold. It was down in the ice. And then I'm just going to chop this. And we want about 3 cups of this shredded, diced chicken. Normally I wouldn't measure, I would just throw everything in, but because I have, with each recipe going into this new book, the nutrition facts sheet, I need to be very careful about the measurements so that the nutrition information is accurate. Okay, so that's 1 cup, 2 cups, and 3 cups. So it looks like we have 2 tenders left, and I will just refrigerate those and use them in one of my other recipes, so that looks good. Now let's mix this together and get some salt and pepper on it. I'm going to take just a little taste of the chicken to see if the herbs made their way into the taste. So soft, so juicy, so tender. And yes, the herbs did. All right, so I'm just going to start with a little bit of salt and some pepper. And we're going to toss. And this is what it looks like. It's just beautiful. The colors, the green, the orange, the red, along with the chicken. So I'm going to mix up a bowl. Jim, do you want a bowl?
Sure.
Okay. This will go in the refrigerator, ready to eat, and then ready to add the dressing to when we get ready for that. So there's a couple of tablespoons of dressing there, and a couple here, a little bit shy of 2. Okay, setting this aside for Jim in a minute, and let me have a taste and see what it looks like now. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It is wonderful. That sous vide chicken just is so tender. The spices, the lemon, the bite, it's perfect. It needs to be chilled. So before we have another serving of this, it needs to be completely chilled. And then we can have the dressing on this side. So I'm just going to put this dressing right here. And I'll put a lid on this and it will go to the outside refrigerator. So this is a huge success. Sous vide is wonderful. I hope you try it. Mine sat in the drawer for about 5 years without me using it much at all, but I've resurrected it and I am loving what it's doing. So there's another thing for us to think about as we manage our food programs and in our attempt to get fit and trim and have a healthy lifestyle. So thank you so much for joining us for this video, and we will see you again for another video very soon.